Good evening and welcome to Oshawa Today with your host, Mike Kalenko, right here on Reality Radio 101. To get on board, dial 905-725-1907. Toll free in North America, 1-866-905-7325. Send us an email right now. Our email address is instudio101@gmail.com. And now, right to your host of Oshawa Today, Mike Kalenko.
How you doing, Gary?
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I am doing well. How's
you look well? Good, thank you very much.
Are they?
Thank you, yes.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Anyway, we're here to piss off one person at a time, so, you know.
Well, if we're here to piss them off one at a time, Mike, you look really good for radio.
Thank you very much. I like you, too.
Liar.
Anyway, we've got two good guests with us. As we said, we're going to keep trying to get counselors, prospective counselors and mayors and everybody that we can to come here. And what we're doing right now, folks, we're working on a venue to do a wide open forum, a round table, whatever. As soon as we get all the results together and all the details, we'll certainly let you know and make sure that everybody knows so that they can come out to do it. Anyway, welcome John Mutton again. Thank you.
Thanks for having me again.
And Mr. Matt Cardwell. I don't know if anybody knows his father. Great guy. I met him a few times back in the day. Welcome, Matt.
Yeah, thanks. It's great to be here, and I certainly appreciate the kind words about my dad. For 30 years, he worked at Labatt Breweries, as a lot of people know.
Yes, he did.
Which obviously put him out there in the community quite a bit. And like I've tried to be, he was very generous to those around him and was always in the municipalities trying to give back and supporting whatever cause it was, whether it was Mo Sport, whether it was Grafton, anything that was local, he tried to really support. And I'm really proud of his record, and I appreciate the kind words.
Well, you know, Labatt's was responsible for my first divorce. Anyway, that's...
But here we go. Anyway, Matt, you got big shoes to fill, so all the power to you.
Well, thank you. Anytime that I'm in the same company or mentioned as my father, I'm pretty proud of it, and it's a good place to be.
Well, we're starting on a good move right now. We've got an email.
Yeah, we got an email. I'll read that for you. This comes in from Randy, and he says, John, right to John Mutton. Hey, this guy isn't messing around. John, when the Pickering nuclear plant closes in 2024, there are people concerned as to what is going to happen. Can you offer any information as to what will happen as far as jobs go?
Well, actually, I always start with the zinger right after that. It's like three times
right
now.
Off the head.
Actually, it's an excellent question. So for Randy, one of the things that's fortunate that the Pickering Nuclear Generating Station is going to be open until 2024 and 7,500 jobs down there. One of the things is, I'm not sure if the listeners know, but I chair the Ontario Nuclear New Build Council. I have for quite some time, and I used to chair the Association of Nuclear Host Communities, and I've chaired the Canadian Nuclear Summit. But one of my things is I'm pushing for a new nuclear power plant, twin CANDU-6 reactors or advanced CANDU-6 reactors at Darlington. It's something that the Power Workers Union fully endorse and support me on. And so one of the things is when those reactors come off in Pickering, we still have the transmission capacity and the need for the power. The transmission capacity has, that infrastructure is worth billions of dollars, so we need to bring energy on. It's only logical that I remember when I was mayor back with Premier McGinty, we've got that slated as the next site for nuclear new build. That was late in 2006, and that's what we're trying to do. Is we're trying to move those folks with the Power Workers Union, the Society of Professional Engineers, down to a new nuclear power plant in Darlington. I think there's going to be a tremendous amount of jobs that go with it. Probably about 45,000 person years of employment just with construction jobs for that. And that's obviously they've got the mock reactor there that they've built. It's a logical site for it. And then Pickering, if I can just expand on a little bit, one of the things that I want to talk about moving forward is people are asking for other revenues. We still haven't negotiated the the storage, the medium-term storage of nuclear waste over in Pickering, because it's going to be removed from there after 60 years. With it's going to have to sit for 60 years. However, that's probably going to be a revenue source of about $50 million a year for Durham Region, and that money's already set aside by the producers, and so it's something that we could have a significant revenue source. And OPG's always thought that that would be a site of a natural gas plant. That's been in the I wouldn't say plans, but they've talked about it for 30 years. I don't know if that ever happened or not. But the smartest thing that would happen is we take those existing skills, move them down the road to Clarington, still in Durham Region, and we haven't lost any jobs. We've actually gained some jobs through the construction. So that's a long answer to that question, but I think that's exactly how we do it.
And the travel distance between, if you're going to Pickering and going to Darlington's nothing really. So
20 minutes.
Yeah, so it's not going to affect anybody that drastically.
And power workers are in every municipality. Like, remember, like Whitby, a lot of OPG, because some might work at Darlington, some might work at Pickering, but a lot of them are going to be living in Matt's municipality over in Whitby. A lot of them currently do.
Well, one thing's for sure, I'm the owner of the 2 Royal Oak pubs in town, and the OPG are great supporters of my businesses.
There you go.
all around pretty good guys and girls. But, yeah, they like to support the Oak, and we love them for it.
Matt, thanks for coming out. And just briefly, what got you started to want to become a counselor, and the reasons?
Well, I've said it for the last 10 years or so. Whitby runs through my veins, and I come by it honestly. I remember in elementary school, about 1984 maybe, watching the Ronald Reagan Dukakis presidential returns in the United States with my dad on TV. And, you know, he taught me at a young age to be very interested in politics. And I think my grade 5...
Well, Nancy and I want to just thank you for that. Thank you very much, Todd. We're listening to you from up here in heaven. Nancy and I are big supporters of you, and we just wanted you to know that.
Thanks, Uncle Ronnie. Appreciate that. And we used to do that as a family, and certainly he and I for sure. And then, I would tell you that my grade 5 teacher, Mr. Wall, who's running for district school board this year, he would tell you that even as a young guy, I was really engaged with politics, and it mattered. And we even had heated discussions back then, and nothing's changed 30 years later. But just really for love of the municipality. I grew up here. I went to school here. I started my businesses here. And I ran for politics in the 2014 election because I wanted to get involved. I thought there was a gap on council, and what that gap is, it's missing a pragmatic business voice. I feel that the current council through 2018 has done a good job. They work pragmatically together, but my biggest criticism of them currently is it takes too long to get things done. Look at the waterfront. Look at downtown. Look at Cullen Gardens. I think not everybody on that council speaks the business lingo, or makes it a priority to speak the business lingo. And when I saw in the last 4 years what happened to poor Brock Street Brewery with 2 years of delays, and poor 360 Insights with over 2 years of delays. 360 Insight, you're going to hear me talk probably a lot about tonight, but Jason Atkins, who's a great local Whitby entrepreneur, a world leader in his field, which is tech, just went to the town and said, hey, I want to purchase the decommissioned school, RA Senate. I think it'd be a really cool place to put my workers in. I've outgrown the space I'm at. And he went to them and said, I'd like to buy this for fair market value, which I've heard the rumors was around $2.2 million. Sounds pretty good deal for the town. So they said pretty good. They went back and had their meetings, and the deal got done. But unfortunately, it took a year to get that deal done. Now, Jason got the building, a man to his word. He put all resources into it. He got it open. It's a state-of-the-art, world-class facility. But a businessman at that table wouldn't not tolerate or accept the fact that it would take a year to close a deal on the sale of a town asset for a business.
Well, that's, you're so right. I mean, people don't really realize. I mean, one of the big things that Dave, who's not here, him and Lou are on assignment, I think.
On assignment, yeah. That's a good thing.
That's a good word.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope the Argos are winning.
I hope so, too. If I can interject for just a second.
Certainly.
I did a very quick little bit of research on Matt earlier today.
Well, there's not much to see, so it would have been quick.
Thank God I was busy today. But I understand that you've been very active and very busy with the Chamber of Commerce in Whitby as well. So you've done a lot of interesting things there, including, from what I understand, a young entrepreneurs type club in which you're trying to continue to grow the Chamber of Commerce. And since you've come back to Whitby and you've opened 2 businesses, you've got about 50 employees, roughly?
Yes.
See, I paid some attention. So you're helping your local economy with all of those things as well. So it's good to see you trying to get active and involved as well into more of the government, into the municipal part. Now, what normally happens when somebody like you, an entrepreneur, tries to step up and into government, the first thing they call out is conflict of interest, and you're trying to better yourself. How do you plan to combat that?
Well, I hear a couple questions built in there, so I'll deal with the Chamber of Commerce first.
Sure.
I sat on the board of directors for 5 years. In my last 6 months, I was the vice president of the board. And I was really proud of that time there, and I was really proud of the things we accomplished. As far as founding the Young Professionals Committee, YEP, basically Dan Miles, who would be now the past president of the board of directors, came to me and he said, Matt, I see you're a good young guy. I just won the 2012 Young Entrepreneur Award at the Peter Perry Awards in Whitby. And he said, we're worried. I'm not sure what the membership of the Chamber of Commerce is going to look like 10 years from now, and that concerns me. I'd like to have a conversation with you about it. And probably 6 months later, with the help, and I want to mention Todd Skinner, who is unfortunately deceased about 5 years now. Todd was a real mentor of mine and a great friend of 360 and Jason Atkins. And he basically maneuvered me through the terms of reference and what it means to create a new committee within a Chamber of Commerce. And with the help of some good young talent, like the Matt Douglases of the world from CRCS, the Fran Steens of the world from Fantastic Treats, and many others, Sean Walsh from Step by Step DJ, we created the Young Entrepreneur Committee, and I'm very proud of that. And they still exist today. When I was running in the 2014 municipal election, I stepped down as chair, but I've stayed very close to that committee and what they're trying to achieve, and it's very great stuff. And then as for being an entrepreneur or business person achieving political aspirations, basically I just say this to everybody. I'm not a politician, and I own it, and I'm proud of that. Will I be a politician one day? Will politics change me? I don't want that to happen. I want to go there who I am with my pragmatic, proven business fundamentals, get things done timely, and do a good job, particularly managing budgets. One thing that has really gotten me going over the past, if you trend the last 8 years in Whitby property taxes, you're going to see an average trend between 3.1 and about 3.3. Very consistent. Now, do you know any year over year, that's consistent? You know, we have ice storms, we have wind storms, we have different needs in the community. We'll get a new interjection of funds from, say, the Whitby Go station or their new their maintenance facility. Mm-hmm. And so we'll get a new influx of income. Jason Atkins buying RA Senate, a couple $1 million in the coffers. So I wonder the question, why is our tax increase so consistent when you have typically inconsistent years? What I want to do as a business person, and I know this well, you cannot spend what you don't have. So in any budget, politics, business, it doesn't matter, there's typically 20% of a budget that you can evaluate very closely, make cuts, or lean off of some of the files to save money where necessary. So my goal is, and I'm never going to tell you that I can lower your taxes because I can't. No politician can.
No.
But what I can tell you is that I can make sure that your average increase comes down over the next 4 years. So essentially, I am lowering your taxes, but just not in the traditional way.
Would you like to move to Oshawa and be our mayor?
Okay, we've got another email.
Yeah, Mike, it says, hey, guys, first-time listener, long-time caller, listening to the show right now, nothing but good things to say about Matt and the Cardwell family. I was fortunate to work for him for a number of years. He cares deeply about his staff and his community. He personally has stuck his neck out for me numerous times and invested lots of times and confidence in me, whether it was a popular choice or not. Let's see. He is firm but fair and is extremely loyal as a friend and an employer. I watched him work very hard on his last campaign, spending countless hours door-knocking, campaigning, and hosting successful fundraising events. The Royal Oak in Whitby is a staple in the town, one of the first stops many people make, where everyone is welcome. He sees the big picture in Whitby, and he can bring pragmatic business experience to the political platform. He has my vote. That's it, cards. Robbie.
Wow.
That better be on your next flyer. That's for sure.
Flyer,
Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're making room for a testimonial right there.
No
Yeah,
kidding.
don't delete that one, Gary. We need that one.
Yeah, that's really good.
You want to know, guys, and first of all, Robbie, thank you. It wasn't hard to support you all those years that you were around, and you certainly volunteered on my 2014 campaign and were a huge impact. Robbie Williams is very popular in the community. He's probably about 27, 28 years old now, and he has a big following of his own, just a well-liked guy, hockey player and all that stuff. And so to hear that email being read back, it's kind of special. And all I can say to Robbie particularly is thank you. When you run a business, and certainly I started it about 2009, no one provides you the answers. There's no blueprint. You just kind of you be yourself and you do the best you can. I was lucky to be surrounded by my family, my parents, particularly my father, who could write a book on business and just how to be a good person and community and all that stuff. And he guided me in the right direction. He knew it was mine and it was my project, but I will admit this, I couldn't have got it open without my family. It wouldn't be there now without my family. And Robbie touched on it very well. I want to thank all my staff over the past 8-9 years. Without them, the Royal Oak wouldn't be there either. I could, set up the blueprint, and I could make sure that I have all the great ideologies and philosophies in place. But without them, we wouldn't be there, and we wouldn't be able to do all the great things that we do. So I want to thank them. Robbie was one of them. He moved on to bigger and better things at Ace Hill Brewery. He's a sales rep there now, and we're very proud of him. We're always proud of our staff when they graduate on to bigger and better things, which he has. And basically, yeah, it's great to be a local entrepreneur. It's a privilege to own a business in your community. It's great to give back. And I don't regret a minute of it, and I'm glad that I am kind of taking the next chapter, which is municipal politics. And running in 2014 was a great experience. I feel I had all the great takeaways from it, and I'm ready to apply that now to 2018 and want to become the next West Ward councillor in Whitby.
You know, what I find interesting, if I can, is that I'm a big believer in 360-degree appraisals, and that speaks so highly when your employees, you actually open yourself up to the employees to be able to comment on your performance as management. And when we look across the region, we now see the fire associations commenting on their management through various municipalities. We've just seen the Durham Regional Police Association comment on its management. And any company that's going to be successful, any municipality, there has to be confidence in those that are managing or those that are leading. And that speaks volumes coming from the private sector wanting to go to the public sector. So, kudos to you, Matt.
It's a shame that we're on radio because the look on Matt's face as Gary read out that email was absolutely priceless. He's just sitting here going like, "What? Who? What?" Like, and he was taken back by that. So Robbie, thank you very much. That was really a great email, a great testimonial. So congratulations, Matt.
One word of advice, Matt: don't change what you're doing. Truly, I've been in business. I've known your dad. I was with Seagram's for about 12 years, and then opened my own travel office with Marlin Travel. And, if you're not on your own and doing things you have to do, nobody's going to do it for you. And, all the best to you.
Well, thanks. 10 years of business in this community has given me the confidence, the skill sets, the demeanor, the mindset, all the things that you need, I think, to run in municipal politics and be a successful politician at that. But as I said, I don't want to be ever labeled a politician. I want to be a businessman who sits on council. And, hearing those kind words were great, but I agree with what you said 100%. We don't plan on changing. We'll innovate, but the core fundamentals of that business will remain intact, whether I'm on council or not.
That's great. What, with all the notoriety Oshawa's been getting, and it's taken the the focus off of Whitby because of lack of transparency and the true honesty of the council. Jeff, I haven't seen anything in Whitby to be detrimental to them.
No, and you know that's an interesting point. Whitby has next to zero debt. They don't have the scandals that we have here in Oshawa with regards to the accountability and transparency issues. You don't have a DRPS fraud investigation going on against your town council like we have here in Oshawa. And so that's a really interesting part because, you know, we're such close neighbors. What makes Whitby such a better place? What makes the political scene so much better over there than it is in Oshawa? Is it the people? Is it the processes? I don't know.
One thing I'll say about the political process, and I don't want to comment on Oshawa because I really don't know enough about it to do so, but particularly talking about Whitby, and I echo your kind words. The council the last 4 years has been a good council. It's been a cohesive, friendly, pragmatic council. They have gotten along. They've collaborated on tons of issues, and they have put up a good face in the community that they are cohesive. And what more can you ask for? You guys just mentioned some problems maybe in another municipality, but the biggest critique, and you wouldn't see it on the surface, it's just time delays. You know, everybody canvassed 4 years ago on the waterfront project, and if you optically go down there and look, there's nothing that's been done. Behind the scenes, there has. To give council credit, they have signed deals and contracts which are going to bring a new convention center, which is greatly needed. Whitby was losing tons and tons of events to Ajax and Oshawa. They've signed up a hotel, which is great for tourism. And there's going to be a restaurant and there's going to be other infrastructure down there. So full check marks on the project. My question simply would be, why did it take so long to get done? And we know why it took so long to get done. First of all, when you own the property in a municipality, as John will be able to echo this shortly if he wants, when you own the property yourself, it makes the process so much easier. Basically, you use your power of council to push through the project. But Whitby, in a lot of projects, whether it's 360, Brock Street, the Cullen Gardens expansion, all that stuff gets bogged down by process and red tape. And the fact, I'm not trying to rewrite the hour books for councillors, but typically town council meets once a week for 4 to 5 hours.
Exactly.
I've already called for the need for special projects to create potentially dozens and dozens of extra council meetings to get things done. I mean, I don't want to say on the air what a typical ward councillor works per week, but I can guarantee you we can find some hours in there for extra meetings to get things done and push it through. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a doer. I'm a go-getter. I don't like being stagnant. And when I see my municipality being stagnant, when the potential is so great, and again, I give council credit, they've lined up a great waterfront project, but it took too long.
Well, when you hear this next email, I don't want your head to swell because this door is very narrow. So you have to go sideways. Gary, you got an email?
Yes, we do. This is from Shane, and he says, can Matt tell us what it was like to receive awards from former Prime Minister Stephen Harper?
Well, thank you for the email.
You've got some followers on our show.
Yeah.
You want to, I didn't even really tell many people I was coming on the air because I certainly you don't want to do a bad job perhaps. But yeah, getting that Prime Minister's Award, I'll back it up a little bit. So what happened was over the past, up till that point, it was probably a good 6 years, I had really dedicated myself and the businesses primarily to using our resources to give back within the community, whether it would be Grandview Children's Center, the Boys and Girls Club of Durham. We partnered up with a ton of different charities, the Rotary Club of Whitby particularly. And we used our resources and our accessibility within the community or our exposure within the community to run wonderful, great, successful events. And we would have these organizations and these charities come down and we would present them with a nice check and we would say thank you and let's do it again. And I'm happy to support. And so what happened was there was an opportunity to apply for national volunteer awards. So my friend Roxanne Sarah put my name forward for a National Volunteerism Award in the Emerging Leader category. And what happened was, to my surprise, was I won. And I was notified by the Government of Canada. Obviously, Mr. Harper was Prime Minister at the time, and his team contacted me, and they said, well, we need you to come to Toronto for the Federal Volunteer Awards. And I said, absolutely, tell me when to be. And I went, and It was a great time. Unfortunately, Finance Minister Jim Flaherty was no longer with us. That would have been a real cool thing for me. We all love Jim. Anyway, Joe Oliver was there as Finance Minister, and him and Mr. Harper presented me with a medal and a plaque and the wonderful things. And in my lifetime, that's the top 5 things that I carry with me that I'm probably the proud of the most. But again, to back it up, it certainly didn't come. It came because of the Royal Oak. It came because of the businesses. It came because the community was supporting our events, and we were able to give back to these charities. And again, it came because of my staff. My staff were the ones that work the events. They're the ones that are collecting silent auction prizes and shouting it out on Instagram and Facebook. So I'm very proud of that achievement, and no one can ever take it away from me. But it really was around the businesses, and I just happened to be captain of the business.
Hey, you'd be in the right place at the right time.
John, you should have brought Matt in a month or so ago, so we could have moved him by now, because he'd be an absolutely amazing mayoral candidate in Oshawa. Anyway, Whitby's lucky to have him. Thanks.
All right, another email coming in from Mike. Mike says, "Hi, I am a new fan of John Mutton. I am also very interested in what Matt has to say as well. Could you please review as to what he is running for? I just tuned in. Thank you."
Well, thank you very much, Mike. Matt is running for Whitby councillor. In what ward is it? The
Ward 2?
Ward 2.
The West Ward 2 council, and in Whitby for the election. And he's on here. It's been on here for half an hour this evening, and he's got a lot of good things to say. One of the things that I would like to tail in on, he mentioned that was regarding the slowdown in development service approval in the town of Whitby. This isn't anything that I haven't heard. And one of the things is, as a region, we delegate a lot of the responsibility to the local municipality to push through official plan type amendments and so on. One of the things, if they're not doing it quick enough, they really have to look at repurposing their staff within the development. So I'll give you an example. Let's take a look. In planning department, we have community planning, and we generally have development services. So if we have some huge projects that are going to come through, like the waterfront development, like hotels and so on, sometimes that community planning, which is looking years and years ahead, they also look after the local architectural control and the heritage. Sometimes we have to take staff out of that department and repurpose them into the development services when we have huge projects like that. And quite often, the bureaucrats do not want to repurpose those staff. So I 100% agree with Matt on the slowdown. If there was a study done by Build and the Greater Toronto Home Builders about how long it takes for development approvals, Clarington actually was I think it was at 31 weeks, and what it would take an average municipality of 8 weeks to get an approval. It was 3.5 times. It was just terrible. I've heard that everywhere. And we've delegated a lot of the responsibility. From my point of view, if the municipalities are not going to move those through on a quick and timely basis, we'll take it back at the region and we'll push it through, and we'll assist the town of Whitby and the municipality of Clarington and take those responsibilities away from the local municipality if they can't bring that economic development through quick enough.
One thing I would like to propose for Whitby specifically would be to have maybe semi-annual permit days. So you want to build a shed in your backyard or build a fence, and you can do it illegally, which you can get caught and penalized, or you can do it the right way and you can go and get your permit and pay your money, and you can typically wait up to 4 to 8 weeks to get approval. So I've heard of other municipalities. I've done my research, and I think what would be great would be to probably on a Saturday from about 9 to 12, bring in the town staff and have a permit day. So what happened is you would have all your paperwork done, you'd have it filed, you'd have your money there ready to go, and all the departments there would be represented in the town on that Saturday. And basically, if everything was in check, you would then be able to walk out that day within that 3-hour window with your permit, and then you can go build your shed, your fence, whatever you need to do to avoid these 4 to 8 week delays.
And there's no reason why that can't happen. I mean, that's a very simple, 4 or 5 hours on a Saturday, and you can, cut a lot of red tape. And that's what people are worried about, because every time you have a council, every time you have a ward councillor, a regional councillor, you have to go to him, then he's got to go to staff, then they got. By the time it comes back to him, they're saying, "Well, what for? I mean, I already got it done.
I read a post on social media today about.
You read?
Okay, well, there was pictures involved. Anyway, it had to do with the Planning and Development Office in Oshawa, and an investor, a developer, had gone in, and they're required to provide 20 copies of paper copies of all of their drawings and one electronic copy, and any of their drawings have to be neatly folded in 8.5 by 11 for distribution in agendas and reports and whatnot.
Yep.
And if they're not properly folded, the city's going to bill you time to fold them.
Which is ridiculous.
Like, we're supposed to be there to help.
Well, Mike, we have a few more emails coming in, but how about if we take our first commercial break?
Sounds like
Would that be good? That way we come back. Folks, if you want to get on board, you can send us an email. Our email address is instudio101@gmail.com, and we'll be more than happy to read your email on the air. If you don't want us to read your name, that's fine as well. Just let us know that in the email, and we won't. All right? So, folks, you are listening to Oshawa Today with your host, Mike Kalenko, right here on Reality Radio 101.
The perfect prayer in a desperate hour. She was everything beautiful.
Do you have a roof that needs repair, replacement, or an upgrade? Well, if you do, please call the Upper Canada Roofing Company today at 905-447-9182. The Upper Canada Roofing Company has over 40 years of experience in helping home and business owners just like you repair, replace, or restore your cedar, slate, asphalt, or copper roof. Restorations are the Upper Canada Roofing Company's specialty. Company has over 40 years of experience in helping home and business owners just like you repair, replace, or restore your cedar, slate, asphalt, or copper roof. Restorations are the Upper Canada Roofing Company's specialty. Company has over 40 years of experience in helping home and business owners just like you repair, replace, or restore your cedar, slate, asphalt, or copper roof. Restorations are the Upper Canada Roofing Company's specialty. Company has over 40 years of experience in helping home and business owners just like you repair, replace, or restore your cedar, slate, asphalt, or copper roof. Restorations are the Upper Canada Roofing Company's specialty. Company has over 40 years of experience in helping home and business owners just like you repair, replace, or restore your cedar, slate, asphalt, or copper roof. Restorations are the Upper Canada Roofing Company's specialty. Company has over 40 years of experience in helping home and business owners just like you repair, replace, or restore your cedar, slate, asphalt, or copper roof. Restorations are the Upper Canada Roofing Company's specialty. Company has over 40 years of experience in helping home and business owners just like you repair, replace, or restore your cedar, slate, asphalt, or copper roof. Restorations are the Upper Canada Roofing Company's specialty. Company has over 40 years of experience in helping home and business owners just like you repair, replace, or restore your cedar, slate, asphalt, or copper roof. Restorations are the Upper Canada Roofing Company's specialty. Company has over 40 years of experience in helping home and business owners just like you repair, replace, or restore your cedar, slate, asphalt, or copper roof. Restorations are the Upper Canada Roofing Company's specialty. Company has over 40 years of experience in helping home and business owners just like you repair, replace, or restore your cedar, slate, asphalt, or copper roof. Restorations are the Upper Canada Roofing Company's specialty. Company has over 40 years of experience in helping home and business owners just like you repair, replace, or restore your cedar, slate, asphalt, or copper roof. Restorations are the Upper Canada Roofing Company's specialty. Company has over 40 years of experience in helping home and business owners just like you repair, replace, or restore your cedar, slate, asphalt, or copper roof. Restorations are the Upper Canada Roofing Company's specialty. Company has over 40 years of experience in helping home and business owners just like you repair, replace, or restore your cedar, slate, asphalt, or copper roof. Restorations are the Upper Canada Roofing Company's specialty. Quality and professional craftsmanship.